Your Views, My Facts begins in 3, 2, 1. All right, so we are back with Your Views and My Facts. So after our little break here, so we've been trying to coordinate where we are going to go for this Mayweather-McGregor fight. And we got so many things on the table amongst us and our friends that nobody can figure out what we should be doing. And nobody can utilize social media, which we're going to get into shortly, to pick a place. I guess the first question is we need to make sure that everybody gets along with the other individuals, and then we pick and choose where we are going to go.
I think that's the main point, is the picking and choosing, and why everyone's not on the same page is because everyone on social media is added, and it's really hard to coordinate without certain people finding out, since we are in such a tight community.
Who are we trying to make sure does not come?
Well, if I was
fucking
having
look at
it,
me.
I would have a giant list of people I fucking hate.
Damn, hate is for real, huh?
Yeah, I just want to watch it where like I can have a seat on the fucking couch or something like that. Like, I just want to have a seat. I'm not trying to go to like this giant fight party and
You can
like,
sit on my
everyone's
lap.
like standing around and fucking.
Well, that's the hard part, right? Because we know we've all been invited to a big fight party we all know about, right?
Yes.
And I think it would be awesome, dude. Throwing the party, cool dude. Drank with him many of times throughout my career and life, and I think that'd be a good time. But you're talking like 60 people in a household, and so it is going to be quite packed.
And what, a good 25-minute drive?
Well, I mean
just to...
For me, he's like 10 minutes from my house.
Well, okay, sure. All right. Well, for us up here.
But yeah, no, I think as cool as this party would be, I think most of us should go to Newt's house, just because it's not far from you guys here, and I know it's going to be sort of low key. Like, he's just like, yo, I just want to watch the fight and have food. Like, no chaos, like just drinks, food, and the fight.
What's going to be the status with his young one?
I mean, his young one will be there. Kobe's pretty behaved, though.
NyQuil.
No. Kobe John's pretty behaved.
Whiskey.
He doesn't really act up. So
Right.
I could be wrong. This is all me talking out of my ass, but I believe as of right now, it's just going to be him, obviously his wife, his mother and father-in-law, and then he's extending the invite, obviously, to a couple of the people that he works with, including myself. But obviously, you guys all know him, and he's cool with all you guys. He doesn't hate any of you.
Right. I personally don't like being in the position. Number one, so I already, I guess, maybe push this other individual into getting the fight. I mean, I wouldn't say I told him to, but whatever. Anywho, so then if he gets it, him being the only one that is there watching the fight and everybody else goes to this other person's house, right? I just feel like that was a waste of money then on their part. Otherwise, then I feel obligated that I need to go over there.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
So that's why I'm just saying we at least need to, like, hey, look, who's ever getting it needs to put it out. Say, hey, I'm going to have it. Okay, boom, I'm coming. And then that way I will let anybody else know, saying like, hey, I'm getting the fight. Okay, that's great. I'm already going to this person's house. You know, because if you're getting the fight, you should already have people that have committed like to you.
Of course. That's why I was non-committal up until Nick asked, and I was like, okay, Nick's my boy. Known him since like 2010. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go.
Man, these are first world problems.
I mean, I think this is what social media and just new technology today has done, though, right? Because prior in like the 1970s and 80s, if you made plans with someone, they showed up or they died. Like you'd invite them to your house. You'd be like, yo, dude, come to the park. Come to the park. We're gonna play some football, tackle. We might pick on Jimmy. Okay, cool. Let's just not kill him. Okay, cool. And that was it. And if your friend didn't show up, you were like, fuck, this guy must have died. I have to go to his house. I have to make sure his parents didn't like cage him up or something. But now you don't have to be, non-committal. People send you text messages. People are posting on media, and you're like is non-committal, right?
Yeah, and by the way, if Jimmy's not dead, he will be dead because he didn't show.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
Because there's like 8 guys at his house now bitching at him.
Exactly. Or you just accepted like maybe the mom was a fucking terrible human being, and you were like, look, Jimmy's saying he's coming out, but we know he's not. And you're like, yeah, let's not.
Jimmy's mom's a bitch.
Yep. Let's not invite him.
Jimmy's mom's a
Or
bitch,
always
man.
invite him, even though we know he's not coming.
Unless Jimmy's mom was like the hot mom, and then you were like, well, I'll go over there. I'll ask if Jimmy
Yeah.
can come play, and maybe she'll start seeing me as a man and not a little boy.
But
No,
that's the thing. You should have been trying to go to Jimmy's house then to hang out with him. Right?
Yeah, Jimmy, when you throw the next party.
I have a problem with the social media because you can be non-committal. You can act like you didn't see, a text message
You
or
just fucking
some
lie.
post that I sent.
Just fucking lie. It's so easy to fucking just lie.
Right. But nobody in their right mind, should believe it. First off, if you lie about it, then you have to presume that they also lie about it. So then you know that everybody actually sees the text.
If you have the iPhone and you have the read receipt on, you could see if they read it.
Well, if they have it on.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
both
they
parties
have
must have it on.
Yeah, the most you could see is like it'll pop up. It'll say delivered, which means you know it made it to their phone. Doesn't mean they opened it or whatever, but if it says delivered, it means it made it there.
And if it doesn't say delivered and it's an iPhone, that means they blocked you and they fucking hate you.
It could mean that.
That's the only way. Not that their phone's
But-
off or anything.
Yeah,
They
but-
only hate you.
Right, but I mean, I even have I at least try to live in my world of like a 50-50 realm of like 50% I'll be on texting, and the other 50% I actually try to I will call the people, and it's not that I need to hear your voice or that I want you to hear my voice, but it's just easier to communicate that way instead of me going through 55 different texts. If I know the person that I'm talking to and I send a message and then I don't get a response back, I start getting pissed because I know that phone is attached to them. Always is.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like everyone's always on their phone, so when you don't fucking answer, like you chose not to answer most of the time. I'd say like 85 to 90% of the time, like you chose not to answer. Like I know I've even done that shit.
Right.
The 5% of the time, either cops pulled you over, you can't access your phone, you're getting your swerve on.
Or you're asleep.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
But-
with
but so-
95% sleep.
So now I have a question, possible theory on this because I've thought about this multiple times when I'm just on my couch doing absolutely nothing, unless I'm watching America's Got Talent, which, by the way, Cancer Girl that we talked about earlier, she's off. Didn't make it through. Dog People didn't make it through either. But I feel like what tends to happen is, so Will, you send me a text. I reply back to you. And then over the next 30 minutes to an hour, we're doing this back and forth. Now, I answered your direct question, right? So, hey, can I borrow your lawnmower, right, at 3 o'clock tomorrow? I go, yes, you can. Now, maybe we coordinate a little bit on who's going to get it where, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then there's a little bit, oh, so what else did you do today? Da-da-da-da, this and that, right? And where I'm going with this is that I feel, maybe this is just me, that you don't want to respond sometimes because you feel like the conversation won't just end there. But then I ask, well, how do you handle a situation when you're face to face with somebody? When you're having that discussion and they just keep going on and on and on, and
Well, I mean, I know what I do to people, which is just, you know what to say to where they're like, okay, this guy isn't fucking interested right now, and then the conversation dies out, right?
yes,
I'm sure you're familiar
Yes.
with that. Yeah, like you just say things to like automatically make the person be like, yeah, you're just not interested. Like, okay, I'm just gonna stop fucking talking to this guy.
or to expand upon that, you say a lack of things. So, hey, how was your weekend? Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you didn't do anything special? Not really. Right, leaving it just so short and sweet. But yeah, there are some guys that just need to be loved and have those conversations going all the time. I'm looking right at Rich for the listening audience. He has to just a constant back and forth. He needs to know that he's loved and he's wanted. But anywho, the point is though, still going back to my theory though, how do you? Okay, do you not think that there's any truth to my theory? So that some people choose to not respond than to actually respond and say, hey, I'm actually busy because you're worried about like hurting. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, yeah,
You're worried
yeah.
about saying, hey, I can't talk right now. Okay, well, fuck you too. Like, dude, I didn't mean it that way, right? It's just I'm busy doing I'm trying to do yard work. Yes, I can stop easily right now and talk to you, but I'm already in the yard work mode. Let me finish my yard work. I get that you want to talk for an hour, but let's talk later. And it always also frustrates me. This is a secondary tangent, but you can have nothing going on for 3 weeks and nobody calls you. And then the moment that you have something important to do, phone calls from everybody, text messages from everybody. At least that's my luck. It's like, where were you 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well,
I had nothing going on.
I do look at your schedule and sure, I send you a couple texts when your parents are in town.
I mean, but Russell's also like a stalker who will jump into the backyard and photograph you.
That's
Hold on. Whose
hasn't
parents
been-
are in town?
yours.
I'm the one that's been with your mom. I mean, let's get this straight.
Oh, no.
Sean will attest to
That's
this.
not a fact. but
Yeah,
I will
but you
throw
can-
out hashtag Sean Swart.
You can only believe like half the shit Sean says, anyways.
Oh, like a third. But speaking about social
Unless
media,
it's about beer.
Hashtag Cam's mom.
You have to-
going back to social media, that there are things called like ghosting that people do, that they just won't reply to a person or just ignore them until that person goes away. Or like people will do that with relationships. They'll do it through like, you're like, hey, you want to hang out tonight? And then they just don't respond and they just don't talk to you. And then like 3 months down the road, you're like, let's break up. And then they're like, yeah, I agree. And they're thinking it's softening the blow, but realistically, you
made it
don't
painful for the last
yeah,
3
you made it miserable for both of you for 3 months.
Who's allowing that to go on for 3 months, though?
Dude,
There's
probably
a lot of people.
That's probably the new generation that's coming
Yeah.
up, dude. I could see that shit.
Dude, if you're a female, like back in my dating age, when I dated, right? If you were a female and I didn't fucking hear from you for like 10 days, that was like a fucking green light. Like, oh, okay, well, you must be fucking somebody else. So why don't I just go and do what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
See,
There's like almost no excuse why you could not reach somebody in like at least a 10-day span. Unless it's like, yeah, rapid fucking deployment. I'm out in fucking Afghanistan.
There's not,
Or,
but-
oh, guess what? I'm fucking shipwrecked somewhere in the Pacific. Sorry.
Right. Or I didn't have a driver like TJ and I'm dead.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
but-
I agree.
But if I went missing or was dead, they would find out within 10 days. Duh.
yeah. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying with your theory, though. Like, yeah, people, that's just their way of, like, just
No one
not
likes
going to respond.
confrontation.
Like, just not going to respond. Like,
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, no, I'm there, but yeah, non-confrontational, and we've lost that way of interacting. So, how many dating sites are there now?
yeah,
right.
it's
You've got
fucking
so
nuts.
many, and
That's fucking
it's-
weird in
it's-
itself.
right. So it's hard to go up and strike a conversation now with the opposite sex. Just because they want that online piece, and you feel like you could go now directly, just swipe who your Barbie or Ken is, when what hopefully everybody should realize early on is you got to get past the looks, right? I mean, yes, that matters. Do not get me wrong, right? I mean, the first thing that attracts you to somebody is their physical appearance.
Oh, yeah.
That is hands down.
Oh, yeah.
So I get that, but as men, right, we at least need to be able to look past that and say, all right, I need to start judging a little bit of intellect here. Now, I for sure have been down this road. Look, I was married once, and I went down the physical attraction layer, and then realized she was a bag of rocks.
I'm slowly learning for myself.
TJ's got a great story on how he knew he wanted to divorce his wife. It involves a McDonald's drive-thru.
Am I supposed to elaborate on this?
Oh, I definitely.
I mean,
wanna
that's up
hear
to
this.
you.
Let's say, yeah,
Yeah.
It's your prerogative.
That's a song.
No, that's my prerogative.
Oh. All right. Look, there I was, married. All right. I got married at a young age.
How young?
This young.
He just made it a really small gesture.
I think he was telling you his measurements.
I was 20 when I got married. And then I got just so it's out there, then I got a divorce when I was 24. But while technically we were legally, I'll say we were married for about 4.5 years because waiting for the paperwork and so forth. This is me. I don't wait. I don't mind confrontation. I told her I wanted a divorce on our 4-year anniversary. Boom. Because that's what needed to happen. I'm just saying, like, why would I want to celebrate this? I know what I want.
No, straight up. If that's how you feel,
But so many people thought I was cold, though.
I mean,
that's fucked up, man.
you didn't wait for it to be the 4th anniversary, being like, yeah, you know.
Correct.
I'm gonna fucking pull this out of the bag.
Well, that's exactly. That's what people. Yeah, people feel like.
Wait 10
Oh,
months.
you knew a week before, didn't you? And you just waited like
You were out to get her, weren't you?
no. And if you want me to be dead honest, right? So obviously, like at least a good year leading up to it, I've already had these thoughts, and had gone through other different scenarios, and she knew we had these discussions as well. It was probably like a good week and a half before the actual 4-year anniversary that we had talked, and I was like, look, I just need I need some time. I got to figure things out. I need to know where I'm at, and I will let you know. My mind isn't thinking then, right? If I'm already not in love with you anymore and I want a divorce, you think I'm thinking about when our 4-year anniversary was?
No.
Fuck no. It just so happened to be that it was. What can I say? But let's move forward. So now essentially I need to go back now to about this year and a half, 2-year standpoint.
Yeah, just take us through the McDonald's drive-through.
So there you were.
That's how I pick girls.
So there I was.
Fancy dinner.
Can somebody tell me how many times overall, like a complete, I'm sorry, I said overall. What I meant was a complete overhaul. How many times a complete overhaul has happened of the McDonald's menu, or a Burger King menu, or a Taco Bell menu, or a Carl's Jr. menu?
A complete overhaul?
Complete overhaul. Like, has a number one usually always been a number one?
Yeah.
I mean, and by that I mean Big Mac is a number one.
Yeah.
It's been a Big Mac for...
So the only times they've changed it is like the last couple of numbers. Like you used to have like a number 14 was a Big and Tasty or something like that.
Sure.
That's not true.
And then they dropped it.
In 2015, I think they switched the 4 and the 6. So like they switched the quarter pounder and like the chicken nugget, so they could put the other chicken nugget next to it or some shit.
Okay, but fine.
Some categorizing.
Fine.
It's not really an overhaul though.
All right.
Number one's a number one.
So here's TJ going home and asking, hey, do we want to cook? Do you want to go out to eat? What do you want to do? Like, look, we got some things to do, whether it's, chores around the house. Let's just go get something quick to eat. All right, boom, let's go get something quick. Mind you, it's at least 7-8 minute drive. Okay?
Okay.
Nothing too far, but think about that. 7-8 minutes. You look at your clock right now in your car, and then 7 minutes from now, that's how long we're gonna get to whatever fast food restaurant you want. Okay, plenty of time. As soon as I'm even told, right, that, hey, do you want to go to McDonald's? Sure, let's go to McDonald's. Boom, already got it in my head. I already got my number one choice. If they happen to come tell me that, no, I'm sorry, we're out of the Thousand Island dressing, which is the special sauce on a Big Mac. I already got my number 2. Easy. Boom, I'm ready to go.
Chick-fil-A.
I'm ready to go. So we're in the drive-thru. We pull up. Hello, can I take your order? Yeah, could I get a number 1 Big Mac with large fries and a Sprite, please? Will that be all? One second, sir. Bitch, what do you want? Tell me what you want. How many times you gotta look at this fucking menu? You know what's on this goddamn menu. You've been here 100 times. Could I also get a number 4 small with a Coke? No, I'm sorry, a Sprite.
Copy, you want a number 4 with a Sprite?
Yeah. Okay, that's how it goes, right? I'm sitting there, I'm just pissed. How the fuck do you not know what you want? I mean, look, even if you're having a hard time deciding, like, does your internal clock... Again, I love women, okay? Now, they know when their internal clock of, like, I better start procreating is going to go off here. So doesn't your internal clock then should also be going off when I've been sitting here for a long ass time doing nothing? Maybe I should just go to my default. Yeah, what's your default? Number 4? All right, that's what I'm going to get you then, a number 4. And so that shit frustrated me.
It's the little things. It really is.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's
but
the little things.
But
As he gestures, he's got the Donald Trump hand symbol going, where he's like, "Believe me."
huge problem. But look, big league. These were big league issues, guys. But look, here's yes, it is the small things. The small things start to accumulate, and they end up becoming a plague within your system, right? They're cancerous. But when I actually knew, right? I mean, that's kind of the funny story, the funny version of it, right? I mean, you can substitute your McDonald's story for always have the toothpaste cap off. Right?
I fucking hate that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, it's the little things. Man.
No, I agree. But here's one I knew. Look, obviously I joked around, saying not the sharpest tool in the shed. She wasn't dumb, right? I mean, she wasn't stupid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully that goes without saying. I've got no ill will towards her.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I've never talked to her since we've been divorced. I don't care to talk to her. I hope she's doing her own thing, whatever. I don't care. Likewise, I mean, I don't care. I don't even think about her until I'm asked these questions. But when I knew was when we were getting intimate, and I would just tell myself, I cannot see myself having a kid with you. I can't see that. Now, of course, if you're the type of person that does not want kids at all, that would not affect you. I don't want to sit here and say that I definitely do, or I could go on with my life not having a kid. But the possibility, right, I guess is always there, right? On carrying on your generation and or your last name, right, like so forth. So if I'm already looking at this girl like, well, this is who I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, and I can't see myself having a kid with you, ain't happening.
Hey, quit invading that beach. One of you guys might get by.
What?
But no, that's a good example of what we were talking about, though. Just cutting it off before it gets to that point.
No, right. Yes, and that's where. So I mean, again, like we had, there were talks before, right? And before every woman out there listening thinks that I'm a cold-hearted asshole, I took the time to think about it. We talked multiple times. The only thing that I never did is I never went to any type of therapist or psychiatrist, because I personally do not believe in that. And that I think you should either be able to talk it out with your family, because they know you best, and talking it out with whoever your partner is. And that's what I did. That's what we did, and it just could not be reconciled. And what it, of course, ended up mainly turning into was that it was more lust than love.
I've definitely had more lust than love, man.
Easy, yeah. So it was a easy divorce, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, no issues.
Never had an issue again at the McDonald's drive-thru.
I've never had an issue at any other drive-thru.
Happiness 1,000 times better.
Perfect. And you know what else I'm happy about? Old Panera Bread's open up in the local adjacent town. I'm so happy about that. I don't have to drive 30 minutes. I can go drive 12. I love Panera Bread. I used to work there. A loaf of bread in every arm, man. That used to be their motto. Loaf of bread in every arm. I used to make bread.
Used to make bread? I don't really eat a lot of bread, man. Sorry.
You know who else used to break bread?
Oh, JC?
I was going to say made bread, but I guess in theory he did make bread. Or was that just fish?
No, he did both.
Bread, fish, and water?
Yep.
Wine?
Yep, he did that
And
too.
water into wine.
He turned water into wine. He also ensured there's also the obviously the well that doesn't end, right? If you drink of this water, you'll have a spring inside you where you will no longer thirst.
You just blew my mind. Why did you ask me about that, Rich? What was where am I going with my ex-wife?
No, because we were talking about being able to tell your buddy straight up over the text message instead of just not responding to them, and just like cutting off the situation and being
and just when you
being straightforward with someone, and
Okay.
what would be perceived as confrontational.
Yeah. It's weird. I guess I can't wait till this is published and I go back and listen to how we got there. But
I think we were also talking about like being short with somebody. You were saying like, hey, sometimes you don't need to be whatever. You also said that I was like a needy bitch without saying that. So, and now we're here. We found out about you.
You threw it back on me.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Hey, look, man, I'm an open book. I got no secrets to hide.
Yeah.
No, you're good, man.
Not. Oh, I know.
We should have a whole episode based on the afterlife after divorce of TJ, because from what I understand, it's a crazy ride.
There are. Yes, it is. Yes, it. Hashtag Palomino. Love you, Moxie.
Hashtag Vegas life.
Yeah. FYI, you guys can look it up. Whatever. I don't need to go there. So social media.
Yeah. So someone brought up like dating sites. How fucking crazy is it that we have a dating site? Has anyone here used it before?
Yes.
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 No, I met my wife by throwing change at her.
Okay. You're a special guy. You really are a special guy. That's pretty awesome.
That is good. I think, yeah, not many people can say that.
I've always thought it was just a phrase when you say, I'm not going to make it rain, I'm going to make it hail. In his case, it was actually true.
It worked.
Nice, man. Normally you damage things, but apparently...
Just know the way with the ladies' hearts. Tell you that.
All right. Did you have a follow-up question to that, Will? Or so, look, I've used...
Okay, yeah, so I guess, has anyone ever met up with someone from a dating site?
Yes.
I have as well, once.
Only once? Man.
Only once.
You're a handsome
It was
guy.
in
I
a
feel
foreign
like you
country,
would get
too. Yeah, it was in a
swiped
foreign
more.
country. It wasn't for dating purposes.
Yeah, sometimes you have a currency exchange.
Yeah, exactly. I needed someone to show me the local area and all that shit, you know?
Yeah, I have also only hooked up once, and like with an in person. Obviously, yeah, you have your couple back and forth conversations with a few different people on there. But yeah, hooked up actually once, and at least everything was still true to the profile. That I've never come across that scenario to where, oh man, like this was a nice, like profile and obviously a good looking girl, but then I get there and it's a dude.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
catfish?
catfish.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So,
Didn't happen to me.
No,
as you
wh-
look over here, Cameron. No,
Did
not happen.
Some big guy got you.
but that's of course, like I'm taking my precautions of, well, can we talk first, right? I mean, you're trying to get a lot of details, right? Well, what do you do? Where do you live? You don't got to give me a street address like in the beginning. Just, oh, you're in this neighborhood, okay, going back and forth, right? And then you start talking, and then if anything, I'm gonna be like, well, why don't you come meet me? Or we can go meet at this mutual location, and I already have a need to be in that area anyway. So guess what? You don't show, no, let's get off my back.
You got to always have a way out.
So
That's what I learned.
yeah. So then I went. I basically dropped that right for after that one that one encounter. Then I had stopped utilizing it, went on my life. And then I had jumped back on for about a period of, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. And it's just the nothing is ever complete, right? I'll say like for profiles, right? Like you always get like these half-assed things. And
It's like to me too, what I was going to say before you kept going on, like, isn't it weird when you meet up with the person for the first time and like you've never actually like seen this person, met this person, you've seen a picture of them, you meet them in a public place, and you're like, this is kind of fucking weird. Like, how did I get to this point? Like, I know the first thing I thought is I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought that this was gonna be normal, but this is just fucking awkward. This is just weird. But yeah, it's so weird because like you think about the way people used to meet each other and shit is like that's why people would go out to social settings and like bars, clubs, whatever. You'd get drunk, you want to talk more, you want to meet people, whatever.
Right.
Now it's like, let me try to like meet somebody from my technology and then somehow weirdly talk to them. Like it's so weird too, like the way a text can be interpreted. Like I could say something and it could be taken fucking
of course
4 or
it
5
can.
different ways
Right.
by certain people.
That's why you gotta add emojis. Yeah.
No, but what makes it difficult is like look at it, meeting somebody organically, right? Ideally, you'd meet people organically, and that was sort of it. And you got to know them, right? you weren't right away like, oh, let me get a date. I mean, some people would be like, yo, girl, sup, right? But excluding that piece,
How you doing?
it was all pretty organic. Now you could be chopping it up with somebody, swipe, continue chopping it up with a different person, swipe, and you could have like 3 or 4 going. And so you've already removed the anxiousness and the excitement of just monogamous dating, because there's no reason early on for you to even be monogamous anymore, right? You own no exclusive. You don't have to be exclusive with anybody, and you can hold multiple people on different apps. So it's taken away like any sort of sense of romance, and what it's given you is it's given you an awesome opportunity just to smash as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm over here like laughing and smiling and shit because that makes so much sense.
Well, like,
but it's in the same time as like as I find that funny, that's a fucked up thing.
it's pretty fucked up.
No, it is. But this is all right. So here's why I think dating sites have now completely ruined the organic nature of trying to go get a date. Because if you go try to speak with somebody in a bar, right, they immediately think then, right, that you are just trying to, you're just another
smash.
check mark, and it's well, no, I'm not. Right, like I just wanted to talk to you to say, to say to get to know you. Like, how else do you want me to start this off? It's bad from that perspective, but I mean, I guess this is where we're, I don't know, adapt and overcome. I don't know. It's tough, and I try not to go too far out of my way of the places that I will frequent, because for me it is. Well, if I want to meet somebody, then I want to meet somebody with, where I like to go, what I like to do. I don't want to go out of my way and then, I meet you at a crawfish festival. I'm not eating crawfish. I don't like crawfish.
Yeah, you want to have something in common with the person right off the bat. That would, at least that's what you would think would at least form some type of attraction, right? You guys have something in common.
Yeah. There I'm at the gun range.
Yeah,
Boom.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Yes, it would. Just to expand on that just a little bit, I also think that now businesses are changing like the landscape of how the layout of their businesses. So there's not as much social interaction anymore either. Like the business just isn't built for that, or a lot of businesses anymore. I mean, if you go more
you don't
to
talk to coworkers or anything, is that what you're talking about?
No. I'm just saying, like,
You just send them a fucking email because everyone's sitting with their fucking all hunched up over their keyboard, staring at their screen and shit.
Yeah, but not only that, like I'm saying, unless you go to a actual, I'll say dance club, right? I mean that's the only time where you're let me take that back. If you go to a nightclub, your only like real true point of social interaction is either at the bar you trying to get a drink amongst 400 other people, or it's going out on the dance floor. So I guess what I'm trying to state is there aren't places where you can naturally, I guess, stand or mingle with people, right, and have a conversation fluently. Is I guess what I was trying to.
Yeah, you're like yelling and shit. Hey, man.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, the chick or the dude that you're going to find at like a dance club anyways, probably not going to be your life partner. Like, ideally, I think prior to dating apps, most people either met their significant other, probably either high school, college, right? Like, you're at college, you have the same exact major, and you guys have something in common in that aspect. In high school, you guys just so happen to have dated senior year, maybe you knocked her up, or she, or something of that nature.
No. Go on.
And then the other aspect would be like obviously at the workplace, which like you have something in common with coworkers if it's like a legit career. I'm not saying like those that work at McDonald's have something in common, but I'm saying like if you work at a law firm, you guys probably have something similar in common. And actually that's what leads to a lot of adultery as well, which is like maybe you were married to your spouse, and then like these people that you fucking work with, you have more in common with, and it fucking leads down a bad path, right? But excluding that, you're not gonna meet somebody at like a nightclub and be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be my future wife. What's up? What's up, girl? I seen you grinding. Well, it's not gonna be that, But I think organically, where people also meet is like coffee shops, Barnes and Noble, etc. Right?
Do people meet in those things? Because I frequently visit like Starbucks.
Well, you're married, so I don't.
But that excludes the point of when I go to Starbucks, I'll see everyone there. They're either on their laptop or on their phone. They're not looking like they want to start a conversation. Where I would normally have winded up into a social event to start conversations would have been like my area, like some entity or company is doing a social event that either interests me or interests the people around them. Like maybe the Boy Scouts is doing like a thing at a public park and some okay band is going to be there and I'm going to go do that. Or some other company is doing a fundraiser to, get a tax cut, but it's also driving people to socially go to there, and then it gets publicity. But with the social networks being so non-committal now, there's less of those events going on because they don't know how many people they're going to draw in. Then they're going to have to sell tickets and try to do a head count and do that stuff, which is a lot harder for these companies to do. So they're just not doing them anymore. And that's how you would have a normal organic thing, is you go to like a guy's house party.
What I'm specifying is prior to like so like when I said like Barnes and Noble, etc., I'm talking about before the day and age of the cell phone, right? That's what I meant, like earlier, before technology, right? Because it used to be you'd go to a coffee shop, maybe somebody would have a newspaper, but excluding a newspaper, you didn't have a phone. More than likely you'd gather around some sort of couch, chair, just like an episode of Friends, maybe, who knows? But you would find more of a reason to just converse about something random, whether even if it's not the opposite sex, like, oh my God, just watched the Dodger game last night. Oh man, you see that? Walk off in the 10th, whatever, right? Like you'd have something basic to converse about. Now you don't even have to converse at all with people.
Okay, so I want to try to at least clear up my previous thought. So hearing what you're saying, what both you said, right, Cameron and Rich. Yes, the cell phone has become a problem, right? This would probably, not only with just the actual sites, right, for dating, but then yes, if you go to any major league game, right, or for whatever sport, and most people are on their phone,
Dude,
right?
you go
than
anywhere.
Anywhere. True.
Dude, people are watching concerts through their phone while they're live at the concert.
Right. So I guess as I was sitting here listening to what you guys were saying, I had a better way to express what I meant by businesses haven't necessarily made it easy for others. Is let's take away dating for a minute. All four of us do not know each other. Let's hypothetically say we all like to shoot guns. A local gun club is going to put on a free seminar for whatever, right? And like we all go. Well, we're probably all going because it was free. And then we already know that we have something in common. We start talking like, hey, how's it going? That business now puts on a $20 tag. I'm sure we're at least dropping two people out of this group that will not be there.
Yeah.
So that's I guess what I meant by nothing is geared towards just human interaction. So that's why I wanted to take it away from dating, and just like, oh, so look, here the guys go again. Just what's going to get a girl? No. We're just talking human interaction. Like you can't have things anymore. It's get in and get out. And of course, as just like Rich, I'm all for capitalism. Of course, make your money, but in order to make money, you got to get people to want to come, right, as well, or partake in whatever you're doing. So throw on a few free things, maybe make things fundraisers or whatever. And that way you can actually get out and meet people. And then we could start building back up the organic relationship building. Because if I know all three of you and then each of you obviously have your friends, whether they're right, male and female, because normally a good lasting relationship will be one that, right, like your best friend, has introduced you to. Usually.
Yeah.
At least, yeah, from the friends and the family that I know, right? Because I do know you. I also know the other one. You know what? Yeah,
that they probably had something in common that bound them, and then you have almost the same thing in common that bound you. Like, if I'm going to concerts with my buddies, and then my buddies are like, oh, hey, there's freaking Mike. And then I go up to Mike, I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And, then I'm most likely going to like that dude because my buddies like him. And they most of the time, there's a friendship attraction that is already created through my buddies already filtered them. So he's probably going to be good to go on my list.
That's kind of the where I'm at. I mean, I think I'm kind of getting some head nods over here, right in that we've all kind of said very good points. So I don't think this wasn't definitely a who wins what, since we were just talking about social media. All right, so then a follow-up question is: can you blame an individual's actions or inaction based upon the pressure from their friends or from social media, what have you?
I don't think you can blame pressure, though. I think that's the excuse with everything. Like, oh my God, Jimmy decided to burn down the school. Oh my God, social pressure.
That's what we're doing, though, is we're allowing it to get blamed. Because I get pressured for a lot of stuff, and I just never do it. And then people are like, oh, that's just my type. I fall under pressure super easily. And it's not a type. You just need to man up or woman up to the circumstances and not freaking stick to your guns, not just give in.
I always stick to my guns.
Yes.
Concealed carry.
But social media has made it easier because what happens if you don't stick to your guns, you want validation from other people. They're like, oh, well, that could have happened to anyone. And then when your certain group that you hang out with does not agree to that, you don't want to be told you're wrong, so you go and find a group that will allow you to be the victim. You will go find a certain group or other place through social media that's not close to you, and you'll get validation from them. That's what like social media has been destroying everything.
Yeah, because you could just go online and be with, I guess, what would be just random people you've never even met or seen before, but you guys all think you have something in common, right?
Yeah, or you're all equal mindset, and then you will never, like, what's going on with certain people's like Facebook pages. Like, I'm only Facebook friends with them due to circumstances of like they're my family members, but all their other friends are just blind followers to one politician or one theory or one group. And if you disagree with that, they'll just think you're wrong because they have so many people that agree with that thought process, and they don't fact search, because if someone says it and so many people agree with it, it's a fact to them, and it's not true. So that's why it's like social media sucks.
Well, yeah, that is a combination between social media of everybody piling on, or all against one, as well as the media not actually doing research themselves, right, and presenting the facts. Because you'll get, then your group saying, well, I just saw on this, I just saw on that, it was just stated here. It's like, okay, great. And do you know who said that? Right, somebody that's probably been out of college 1 year, 2 years, more than you, or high school, and they just threw it. More than likely, it could be an opinion. So why don't you take what they say, go look it up, and actually do a little bit of research yourself to see, like, where is the facts in this case? Don't just take their views on it. So media's all jacked up. Both sides of the spectrum.
Oh yeah, and that plays into the topic, like we were saying, like the age of information. This is literally an age where you have access to so much information in the palm of your hand. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Like
if you're not going to send me a text back, at least be doing some research.
Yeah, like you should. Yeah, like don't just use your phone for bullshit. You can learn shit. You can look up shit. You can do so much.
I'm playing Pokemon Go right now.
See, there you go.
I think that's our dilemma with the current information age, right? Like, so we went from obviously industrial revolution. You could now say we're in an information industrial age now, right? Because now people are doing data mining. People are doing different things with the data that we have online. But what's hilarious is we've never had so much information at our fingertips, and we're still uneducated. Like, the actual populace, like the masses, still extremely uneducated. And this goes back to the whole reason, and obviously not to make this like political, but we sort of brought that up as far as people blindly following people and whatnot. Representation is still needed, like proper representation, because the masses are not educated.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that was really well said again.
All right, so yeah, I want to kind of wrap up then where we were. That way we can get everybody along their way. Rich, why don't you jump in here and talk to me, man?
Yeah. without adding on to it, just sort of what I said earlier, if you have the information at your fingertips, read what you can, learn what you can, fact check it too, because anything that's not a primary source is going to have an agenda to it, right? And so primary sources, for those that don't know, means that it is actually coming from the individual's mouth that you want to hear from, right? With that said, do not be a part of the problem. Like if something doesn't sound right, or if like too much is being said about something and you're like, this doesn't really make sense, like fact check that shit, you know?
Definitely.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I agree. Cameron.
Let's see. My last statement would be social media has also destroyed people's courage to interact outside in the organic environments. And little kids probably shouldn't be cussing on the internet. That's about it.
That's true. All you noobs out there, pay attention. That's a gamer's term, everybody. Sorry. Will.
Put your phone down, go outside and experience the world. That's all I have to say for that. Or maybe you should pick your phone up too, leave us a review and subscribe to our podcast. We need your reviews, and we look forward to seeing what you guys say. If there's something that you guys want us to talk about, or something you want to know about one of the guests or maybe the hosts, feel free to just leave it in the review box on iTunes.
Or on the Facebook too, you know, we're looking for people to hop on, do a little Facebook post action on there, and anything, man. You want some Vegas nights? We were thinking about bringing that one to you guys. Aliens, I think, are coming up, and then I don't know. At some point, we're gonna explore like conspiracy theories, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So again, at Views and Facts for Twitter, Facebook, iTunes. Yeah, you can find us under Views and Facts for the podcast. Again, this should only take you 5 minutes to be doing this stuff on your phone. It shouldn't be that long, and you're giving us a glaring and an amazing review, which we will definitely appreciate. So go ahead and write a novel if you want. But once you're done with that, then put your damn phone down, go outside, and go talk to people. And the first thing that you should be talking about is, did you hear the podcast at Views and Facts? All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.